I saw this post from a young man that follows me on X, and it really reverberated with my spirit. And I felt like I have to make a video because following this man's story actually is someone that he's my fellow brother from Jos, and seeing his story online is one that touched me. He lost his dad to the crisis in Plateau State, and I lost my own dad to the bad healthcare system in Nigeria. So we both lost our dads to different Nigerian factors. Nigeria has happened to him as Nigeria has happened to me. And this is for all those that keep asking me, Sirdam, how do you get the strength? Something died in me the day I lost my dad, because I was a victim. I was in the same car with him when we had that accident. I've told this story to a couple of people, and I'm never shy of, I keep saying it every time I find the opportunity to do this, because you have to understand where I'm coming from and why I do what I'm doing. I do what I'm doing because I have seen Nigeria happen to me firsthand. And that is where I get my energy from, that Nigeria must work. Even if I'm going to die trying, Nigeria must work. I will do all I can. I will give all I can. I will fight with all I have. I will do my best so that I will not raise children in the kind of Nigeria that I was raised up in. I will not raise children or want to lose my life to the fate of a country that should have served or done me better. 99%, in fact, let me just break it down a little bit. 95% of people that die in Nigeria will live in other climes of the world. That is why the life expectancy in Nigeria is actually, I think, the lowest in the world today. Nigerians die of any and every kind of thing, including snake bite. And so let me read this guy's tweet, because this is a tweet that reverberates with me so much when I saw it, and I was like, this boy is speaking my mind. And as a Nigerian, if you listen to me, if you've ever come across my video, if you ever wonder why or how I think or what is happening in my brain, I think this tweet will explain it very well. And I pray and I wish that Nigerians can start seeing Nigeria or feeling Nigeria from this prism or from this angle. Let me jump into the tweet real quick. He said, I will gladly die to ensure that APC is kicked out. I am ready to put my life on the line. Anything to take APC out, please involve me. I am not living in surviving. I could be a victim any day. So it's better I die fighting for a better Nigeria. APC must be kicked out. When I saw this tweet, I was like, this is what we are saying. This is the mentality that every young Nigerian should have. This is the mindset every young Nigerian should have. You are not living in Nigeria. You are not living. If you think that you're playing safe, how safe can you be? Nigeria can happen to any single person. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how influential you are, no matter how famous you are, no matter how broke you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter how religious you are, no matter who you are, Nigeria can happen to you. And when Nigeria happens to you, you will be at the mercy of God. And that's one of the major reasons why Nigerians are so spiritual, because God does everything for Nigeria. I'm even certain that, if not that he's so omnipotent and omnipowerful, he don't tire for us. We pray and beg God for every single thing. Food, water, light, shelter, everything. Because the government has failed to provide these things for us. And so you see the venom and the anger this guy has against APC is exactly that anger and venom I have against APC. Because I lost my dad during APC. And the same system that took my dad is still worse off today. Here are these young ladies that were complaining, nurses that were complaining in Enugu State, that a hospital, the state hospital, has no light. And there's actually a woman that was in labor, about to put to bed. In 2026, there's no light in our hospitals. The president even came out and said there's no light in the airports. In 2026, APC is actively after your life. I ask myself all the time, I say, for the past 12 years of APC in power, what has Nigeria improved on? What can you point to and say, oh, we have improved from this to this in the past 12 years? Nothing. APC was actually the vehicle created to make sure that Nigeria growth never exceed where we're going to. Because it was projected by CNN in 2015 that Nigeria, in the next 5 years, Nigeria was among the 5 top countries that our economy was going to spiral out. China was among them. Qatar was amongst them. I think Iran was amongst them. 5 top nations. Nigeria follow for that list. Today, Nigeria is worse off than Benin Republic. APC have destroyed this country. So, as a young Nigerian, you have to approach this next electoral season as a fight of your life. For politics, you're going to make use of the availability of the people of personality that are out there. That is the truth about politics. I might not necessarily subscribe to democracy, because democracy has shown so far that it has not been beneficial to the Nigerian people. But as long as we are still practicing democracy in Nigeria, you have to practice democracy with the tenets of the democratic process, which is the availability of personality that presents themselves. And in the case of Nigeria right now, we have 2 major parties. Any other person telling this is just wasting your time. The 2 major parties are the APC against Nigerians. But the one thing is that we already tested APC to see that they are an abject failure. What we cannot do as a people is to reward their failings with more time. You have to try the next side. And that is the beauty of the democratic process, that when you try the next side and they too fail, you also change them. What we as a people will not or should not do is reward failure with more failures. So APC has to go. And that is how we keep refining the process until we get the government that will work for the country. If not, we have wasted 12 years. I know how old I was 12 years ago. How old were you 12 years ago? How old were you 12 years ago? All wasted. Nothing has changed. And like Buhari will always say, give Tinubu 30 years. Nothing will work. He's not a prophet. He's just speaking the truth. So it's important we stop this gap in 2027. Align with the right people. The next people, not necessarily, they're all better than even this one self. I'm not even saying they are even far better than APC, but align with them. And when they get into power and they misbehave, we show them the door out. Probably when they get into power, then sensible Nigerians can now start participating in the process of electioneering, coming out to vie for positions. And when we get that, then we get our country working. But what we cannot do is allow APC, and most especially Bola Ahmed Tinubu, consolidate 2027. We are doomed.